Well, during his much-talked-about news conference earlier this week, President Trump had a testy exchange with a Jewish reporter from AMI magazine who questioned him over the rise in anti-Semitic attacks.
There are people who are committing anti-Semitic acts or threatening to.
I am the least anti-Semitic person that you've ever seen in your entire life. Number two, racism. The least racist person. In fact, we did very well relative to other people running as a Republican. Quiet, quiet, quiet. See, he lied about he was going to get up and ask a very straight, simple question. So, it's welcome to the world of the media.
That reporter, Jake Turks, didn't get to finish his question. Turks spoke to our John Berman last night, and John asked him to repeat the question he had for the president.
Simply put, I'd like to know and get clarification on what is it that his administration's position is that the executive branch of the federal government of the United States it can and would be doing to try to curb anti-Semitism and try to address that issue and work together with leaders of the community.
And for more on the rising concerns over anti-Semitic incidents across the U.S., we turn to CNN's Gary Tuchman.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
Hail victory, translated into German, Sieg Heil. The surreal scene happened just days after the presidential election and just steps from the White House. A gathering of a so-called alt-right group cheering Donald Trump's victory with Nazi salutes. After an uproar, Donald Trump's transition team released a statement 2 days after the incident denouncing racism. When the president-elect himself was pressed on it by the New York Times the day after that statement, he said he disavowed the group. Back then, many people wished he'd sent a stronger message against hate. In the 3 months since, a rash of anti-Semitic threats. One such bomb threat against a Jewish community center caught an audio tape, the caller using voice masking technology.
In a short time, a large number of Jews are going to be slaughtered. Their heads are going to be blown off from the shrapnel.
Just this past January, nearly 60 bomb threats were called into 48 Jewish community centers across 26 states. That according to the JCCA, an association of the centers.
There's been a number of threats at Jewish community centers throughout the United States. It's just, unfortunately, it's what we're dealing with now, today, in the world.
The FBI and Department of Justice are currently investigating, beyond the threats, anti-Semitic vandalism across the country. This Nazi swastika spray-painted on a car in a predominantly Jewish neighborhood in Florida.
That symbol is a symbol of hatred. That symbol is a sign of anti-Semitism, which is virulent and awful, despicable and deplorable.
And while none of these incidents has led to physical violence, a community is on edge.
People are scared. They're saying, what is next? What is this about?
The FBI, which tracks hate crimes, does not yet have national statistics for the time period since the election. But we do know President Trump's hometown of New York City, according to an NYPD report, has seen a dramatic rise in hate crimes against Jews so far this year. That was the backdrop for this testy exchange from President Trump's news conference yesterday.
Not a fair question. Okay, sit down. I understand the rest of your question.
And why even some of his most ardent supporters wish that President Trump would be clearer and unequivocal in condemning bigotry. Gary Tuchman, CNN, Los Angeles.